Daddy long legs. I had a dream. I had a dream where I was laying in bed. It was like half dreaming. I wasn't asleep. It was like it was like, I mean, this is a meme. I didn't come up with this meme. AI had it, and then Evangelion had it. It's like a skyscraper city, but the city's underwater, and it's a destroyed city. And there was like this causeway, like in Florida they have causeways which go like a mile long. They're like concrete roads that are like 30 feet above the water. They're like clean water or marsh water or water that could be half ocean, half water, clean water, or it could be clean water. And there was this city. It was underwater halfway, and the causeway had legs, like a daddy long legs, and it was walking, and it was big, and it had legs, and they went into the water, and it walked slowly and menacingly. It might have been a highway more than a causeway, but a highway over a water that was flat, and the skyscrapers were halfway in the water and halfway destroyed. And then I woke up, or I opened my eyes, and I thought, you have like loud crashing noises, like boom, boom, but this would be like water. This would be like the heartbeat of a whale, or I don't know how oil works, but if oil came up in one big pipe, it would be the noise of like hundreds of gallons of oil, thousands of gallons of oil being pumped through a pipeline, like a roar, but watery and vast and menacing. It would be the liquid version of a loud boom, 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 like a robot walking on land or something. So that was cool, like a daddy long legs, but it was like a highway, and it walked in the water. So I copyright that or not. I probably can't copyright that. Walking. It was pretty tall. I don't know how tall it was. And it was leaning forward, like it was kind of at a 15-degree angle, maybe. I don't know. It wasn't really a completed thought. In hindsight, it doesn't even really make sense. Because I don't think highways are alive, and I don't think they can't walk. To my knowledge, highways cannot walk, and causeways cannot walk. But if they did, they would have legs, like a daddy long legs. So, people say the brain is rational. I say it's not, but whatever. So I'm gonna drink some Coke. Get some Coke. Too much sugar. I think I drink too much sugar. Is there a Coke joke I was gonna? I have to do the numbers again. What are the numbers for Coke? Numbers for Coke? Do I have it in here? I don't think so. I need Coke numbers. What was that other joke? Oh, the other joke was know-it-alls. I already did that one. Know-it-alls. And then, what was the other joke? It was, oh, okay, you should do some standalone, but I'm not gonna. Hey. As a male, I am nothing but a piece of meat. As a male, I do not have any value. I am 10-day-old hamburger meat. As a male, do you ever feel like nothing but meat? Do you ever feel like nothing but bacon? As a female, you are TNA, total nonstop action. Are you like a lady? Are you a lady? You get total nonstop action because you are always chasing bacon, 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 bacon. I thought this was funnier when I was laying in bed because it was a combination of the bacon dog commercial and pieces of meat, and then it was bring home the bacon. It was a combination of these ideas merging together into one concept of a joke. And it was really deep and meaningful and funny. And now it is not as funny. It's still funny because it's like, bring home the bacon, bacon, bacon. Women are just dogs. They're like, bacon, 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 bacon. You know, the dog, they don't know what that dog commercial is. They have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. There used to be a dog treat that people would give their dogs, and they could trick their dog into thinking they had bacon when it was really just like a dog treat. It was probably a cheap dog food, and they probably covered it in bacon grease or something. I don't know. I don't know what their gimmick was. What was their gimmick? Was it like cheap stuff covered in bacon grease, and the dogs were so stupid they didn't know that it was just bacon grease on top of like, you know, if you put bacon grease on top of like 10-day-old hamburger, you can like bring home the bacon, I guess. That's a good one. I like that one. That is pretty funny. Bacon, 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 bacon. What else? As a male, yeah, everyone's like women are nothing but objectification. Males are nothing but meat. You're just bacon. Everyone thinks women are objectified. I'll tell you, males are objectified. We're the fucking piece of meat. That's insightful. Make sure these pants. I don't wear these pants. I gotta make sure my cock doesn't show. That's it. Just like running down. I'm not here to get. I'm not a fucking YouTube lady who goes around showing my titties and my hoo-ha to your see-through clothes. Whatever. Bacon? Yeah, it's a bacon joke. Yeah, and then what else? You got the Nile. Hey, the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz. The Iranians, they wanna put their finger in the pie, man. Very unsanitary. Mafia, they want to stick their fingers in the pie. They want to stick their fingers in the pie. Very unsanitary to stick your finger in the pie. I had a genius idea. I'm going to go over to Muscle Shoals. I'm going to claim the railroad routing yard. And I'm going to be like, for every $100 that goes through here, I get $1. And they're just going to shoot me probably. But whatever, it could work. I'm gonna put my finger in the pie. Every dollar, every train that goes by, $100 million worth of train goes by, I get $1 million. I'm Iran. I am the Strait of Hormuz. I declare the train yard mine. They're just gonna shoot you. You can't do that. When the people put the graffiti on the train, they're trying to put their flag. They're trying to claim the train. You can't let them do that because if they put their flag on the train, it's their property now, and then it's theirs eventually. If you put your flag on something, you own it eventually. That's why you can't have graffiti and stuff, because graffiti is like a flag. If people put their graffiti up, they own it eventually, because people are stupid. They'll be like, that's their property because they got graffiti on it. They got a flag on it. It's like gang signs and shit, flags and stuff. What else? I don't know. How do they pump oil out of the ground? There will be blood. They build the big derrick. And it's like 5 stories, 10 stories tall. And then they pull the oil. They drill to the oil, but then they stick like a little like a 20, 30 foot story thing on it. And then the robot was telling me they call them Christmas tree lights or Christmas trees when they suck the oil out. But I don't know if it's like one per every 100 acres or one per every acre. And then there's in Beverly Hills Cop, there's a little, they call them donkey derricks or something, and they just go doo doo, and they pump. All right, whatever. pumping the oil out of the ground. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in what it looks like. You know, is it one per every 100 acres or one per every 10 acres? Is it, you know, I know I saw something where they put it on people's land and then they get the money, the people who own the land, they rent it out to the oil people. I've heard that story before. Huh. What else? I don't know what that is. You gotta get them fingers in the pie like a mafiosa. You gotta have a diversified portfolio. You gotta collect money off the railroads and the airlines and the poor people and the rich people. You gotta have your fingers in all the pies. You gotta have a diversified portfolio of finger. Even though it's very insanitary to stick your fingers in pies. But whatever, you know. What was the other joke you had? You had one about eggs in a basket too. What was that one about? I don't remember. It was like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And it was about, I don't remember. Diversified portfolio. You got to be involved in gambling, pimping, racketeering. You got to be involved in HUD scams. You got to be involved in HUD scams. You got to be involved in, hey, isn't that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? That was a HUD scam. Kind of was. What else? You got to make moves. Hey, does the U.S. or Trump own like 10% in NVIDIA now? I don't know. If Trump, when he leaves, if he keeps that 10% in the video, he's got balls, man. That guy's got balls bigger than a fucking watermelon. If he keeps it himself, I hope that'll be fun to see. Does he keep it or does he give it to the? He's a smart man. He's a smart man. I make fun of Trump all the time. He's a smart man. Is he a good person? Probably not, but he's very smart. He's very smart. What else? I didn't even look at the news. Is there anything? The last time I looked at Iran, they're back at. You guys are back at war, right? You guys are back at war with Iran, I think. I don't remember. Hey! 10 years from now, I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm Nostradamus. Either the Israelis kill all the Palestinians, or the Palestinians kill all the Israelis, or 10 years from now, those two fuckers still be fighting. That's my prediction. I'm Nostradamus. I'm Nostradamus. When I was in high school, they were bombing each other's they'd blow up a fucking bus. Who would have guessed 20 years, 30 years from now, they'd still be fighting? Who would have guessed it? That's funny. Any other good jokes? Yeah, so like one side's got to kill the other, right? I don't care who does it. Someone needs to end this. I don't care. I don't care who wins, the Palestinians or the Hamas. The Palestinians or Israelis. I don't care. I just want a solution that finally solves this problem. A final event. A solution that solves a final event. A solution that is... That's a terrible word pun joke. He's hinting at final solution. The premise of the joke is he's not going to say final solution, but he's like hinting at it. Nazi jokes are awesome. God, the Nazis were so cool. They had those cool suits and stuff, and they had the cool tanks and shit. God, they had the coolest tanks, and they had Stugs and shit. I like Stugs. Stugs are fucking cool. What else? I don't know. They didn't have no oil. They got all their oil from Romania because they didn't have oil in Europe in those days. I still don't think they have oil in Europe, but maybe. They got some in Norway or something in the water. Because oil. World War II was the first oil war. Because did you know that all wars and all events are actually resource wars? People don't want to admit this. Like, it's very weird. Do people admit it now? Like, I mean, it'd be cool if they admitted it, but, you know, like resource, and I'm not against it. I played Hoi 4. I'll tell you, you play Germany as Hoi 4, you got no fucking oil. And oil runs your airplanes, it runs your tanks, it runs your navy. If you don't got no oil, you get all sad. You're like, I don't got no oil, and all your shit turns to shit. You got no oil for your car. Your car, if gas costs $10 a gallon, life is shit. You know, Jimmy Carter got fucked in the ass. They increased the price of gas on him like 4 times. Imagine if gas was, what is gas now, $3.80, $4? What if gas was $12? You people would be shitting in your fucking britches. You'd be like, $12 a gallon gas! You know, so like, you know, people like, resource, no blood for oil. I'd trade thousands of gallons of blood for oil, because blood for oil, at least you're being honest, and B, blood for oil is probably sometimes a good deal, probably. You know, the old Bush line was no blood for oil, no blood for oil. But you know, maybe you should trade blood for oil sometimes. You know, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Hey, that's Jon Stewart's impression of George Bush being devious. But it's actually smart, probably. You probably should trade blood for oil sometimes. You ever notice there's a lot of people, they don't do nothing? You can take those people who don't do nothing. Hey, Putin does this. He goes to the prisons. He takes people in prison, and he's like, I'll trade blood for Ukrainian land. And he takes people out of prison, and he's like, hey, we're going to trade prisoners for Ukrainian land. Blood for Ukrainian land. I guess. That's funny. Any other good jokes? I got a lot of good jokes. I know a lot of good jokes. I know all the funny jokes. What else? There's a Coke joke. I like Coke jokes too, because I get Coke at Circle K, and Circle K sells Coke for 86 cents. But you have to give them your phone number. And you know, I don't like the idea of when I buy Coke, I don't want them to get my phone number. Also, the price per gram of Coke at Circle K is 44 ounces, whatever a gram is, how many grams are in an ounce? Like 28 or 32, something like that. And you take that number and you multiply it by 44, and then you get how many grams for 86 cents. And then you compare that to the price of like cocaine, and the price of cocaine is like $3,000 to $5,000 in Colombia, and it's somewhere between 50 and 150 in the street. I don't know. I don't do Coke, but like, I mean, I do Coke. I don't do Coke, but you know, there's a huge markup. You know, like $5,000 a kilo is 2.2 pounds, and then it's like $5 a gram. At $5,000, it's $5 a gram, and then they sell it on the street for 50 or 100 or 150. I don't know. I don't do the shit. I do Coca-Cola, but I purposely mix the two up because I think it's a funny joke. Because I do Coke. Saying I do Coke is funny, because I go to Circle K and I get 44 ounces of Coke, and I give them my phone number. And I don't like the idea of buying Coke and giving someone my phone number, because you don't want people getting when you do Coke, you don't want people knowing your phone number and stuff, because then it gets in the databases. They got databases for finding people who do Coke and stuff. So you don't want, because in the Circle K you put your phone number in, and it's like $1.10 or $1.20 for a 44 ounce. But if you give them your phone number, it's 86 cents. And sometimes I'll give them $1 and they'll give me a nickel and a dime back. They don't even give me a dime and 4 pennies. They give me a nickel and a dime. And I'm like, cool. Because I paid 85 cents for 44 ounces of Coke, which is like 3 cans of Coke for 85 cents. That's a lot of Coke for 85 cents. But if you put ice in there, you're going to get less Coke. So you don't want to put ice in your Coke. You just want to get pure Coke. I don't like my Coke mixed with stuff. I like pure Coke. I don't like Coke with ice. I don't like Coke with, you know, I don't want it with baby powder. I don't want it with nothing else. I want pure Coke, baby. Pure Coke. I want that $5,000 Colombian kilo Coke. I mean, think about that. That's fucking insane. They literally charge $100 or $50 to $100 a gram for Coke. And then they put baby powder in it, and they're paying $5 a gram. Holy fuck, you people are retarded. You are some of the most retarded people in the entire fucking world. They treat you like babies. They put baby powder in your Coke. A bunch of babies, you fucking babies. They put baby powder in your Coke, you fucking babies. Oh, Iran. Trump, Iran. MK Ultra. Trump is president. He now has access to all the MK Ultra shit. In the MK Ultra, they put LSD in people's shit, and they had this one guy jump out of a hotel room because he's fucking hookers. Don't fuck hookers. Hookers are dangerous people to be around. They're in the gray area. When you go into the gray area, you're asking for trouble. So these hookers dosed his shit with LSD and he jumped out a window. You know, he shouldn't have been fucking hookers. Don't fuck hookers because they're fucking whores. But still, MK Ultra. Donald Trump now has access to all the MK Ultra stuff. So he now has access to Red Alert 2, Yuri's Revenge. He has psychic domination. Like Yuri, he's gonna fucking go boom, and he's gonna take over all of Iran using psychic MK Ultra, Yuri's Revenge, mind control. And then the other thing is they can, fentanyl, it's like a microgram drug, and LSD is a microgram drug, which means like a grain of salt is like a lot of LSD probably, or fentanyl. So you can make a bomb. You can put a ton of fentanyl on a bomb, drop it over a city, and it explodes, and everybody gets powder on them, and they all die of fentanyl poisoning, or LSD poisoning. They'd all go going around like, ah! There's lava everywhere. They could weaponize LSD and fentanyl because of MK Ultra, or psychic dominators, or, it's a pretty cool joke. Yuri's Revenge. He could shoot his mind and he could take over other people's minds. He was Yuri. His name was Yuri. He is the head of MK Ultra. What else? I wonder how hard it is to make a ton of LSD. I think it's hard. I think they can only make it a gram or something at a time. I wonder how they make fentanyl. Can they make a ton of fentanyl? Because they always, if they catch a person with a kilogram of fentanyl, they're like, hey, that could kill over 100 million people. If you had a kilogram of fentanyl, that's enough fentanyl. Like, that's a lot of fentanyl. It'd be a lot of LSD too. What else? I guess that's the end of this. Daddy Longlegs on a mile-long causeway walking through a destroyed earth. But it's like water noises. It's like big hydraulic whale heart, oil pumping, hundreds of thousands of gallons of water moving a second. Is it living or is it, I guess it's a living highway. Is it a highway? Is the animal using the highway the way a turtle would use a shell? I don't know. It wasn't really a dream. It was just like a vision given to me by this whatever. I was half asleep, half awake. I don't know. Is it a vision? It's a vision. It's a vision from God, or the human brain is just filled with a bunch of drugs or something. I don't know. That's a cool image though. Like a walking highway. Walking over, there's skyscrapers in the water. It was like dusk or dawn. It was that area between sun going up and sun going down, or something. That concludes this presentation of Random Insane Thoughts.